Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about two TBG rappers. And I'm talking about Blvd Sleepy and Spinna Mitch. Now, this is a wild and crazy tale, to say the least, man. Now, this involves some backdooring, some setup, some sabotage, some counterfeit money, all sorts of stuff, man. This is a wild story, man, to be real with you, man. And it looks like Blvd Sleepy and Spinna Mitch, without even knowing, got tricked off the streets. Now, there's a couple of reports I'm be going over, and all three of them are from the Advocate. Now, the Advocate is a journalistic, entity out there in Louisiana, and basically what they do is they talk about local stories involving Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and the surrounding areas, right? Well, they've done 3 different stories about this situation, and they continue to build on each other. And in the latest story, it tells how one person allegedly using counterfeit money set up a situation that involved another man losing his life. And both these rappers who claim TBG or have TBG chains or affiliated with TBG are actually involved in this situation. Now, before we get to the specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Blvd Sleepy and Spinna Mitch, man. All right, so the first story I want to talk about is it leaves off on the last video I did about these cats back in May. Now, back in May, we talked about the fact that they both got arrested and it wasn't looking good for them. So the story back then, it said this. It said 2 Baker men arrested in Myrtle Avenue shooting that killed 1, wounded 2. Now, the U.S. Marshal Service arrested 2 men Thursday in connection with the shooting near Myrtle Avenue that killed George Stevenson, 25, and injured 2 teenage boys, Baton Rouge police said. Christopher Nixon, 33, and Rico Hayes, 35, both from Baker, a.k.a. Spinna Mitch and Blvd Sleepy, from Louisiana, were arrested on charges of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder and booked at the East Baton Rouge Parish Prison. The shooting occurred on April 19th, where Baton Rouge police responded to a call on the 1000 block of Napoleon Street near Myrtle Avenue. Stevenson was found in the driver's seat with gunshot wounds and died at the scene, according to Baton Rouge police. The 19-year-old and 17-year-old were also in the car with gunshot wounds and were transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The motive of the shooting remains unknown. Now, at that time, they didn't know what caused the shooting. They just knew that they had 2 of the suspects, and that being Spinna Mitch and Blvd Sleepy, who are rappers who associate with TBG and everybody in that TBG camp. And this goes to show that, man, it looks like a lot of people from that camp are actually starting to get arrested or whatnot. Now, this happened back in May. Now, a story was made, or an update was made, and it talked about another guy getting arrested. Now, it said this. The headline said a man arrested after leading 3 people into shooting ambush following drug transaction, killing 1. Now, that is about the same situation, the same shooting that took the young man's life by the name of George Stevenson. They're talking about that same situation. Now, the story continues by saying this, or I should say it starts off by saying this. A Baton Rouge man was arrested after police said he led 3 people into a shooting ambush after he paid for drugs with fake money, leaving 1 person dead and 2 injured. So basically, the guy that they're going to talk about, they're going to name in a second, he basically is being charged with leading some people into an ambush after he tried to pay for drugs with some fake money, man. Now, the shooting took place around 8:40 p.m. on April 19th in the 1000 block of Napoleon Street, booking documents say. Officers found 3 people suffering from bullet wounds, one of whom, 25-year-old George Stevenson, had died from his injuries. So obviously this is the same guy who's pretty much, based on all these stories that we're going to talk about, is the reason for the shooting to take place in the first place, and the guy who tried to run off on the plug, the drug connect, or whatever you want to call it, man. The other 2 people, there was a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old, they were wounded, but they survived, and detectives learned Stevenson and 2 others had met Jonathan West. Now, this is the guy that they're saying tried to run off on the plug, man, or the dude who tried to run off with the drugs that he paid for with some counterfeit money. Now, they said that the 2 had met Jonathan West, 30 years old, for a drug transaction earlier in the evening after West paid Stevenson for the narcotics. He left the scene, but Stevenson discovered the money was counterfeit once West had departed. So I don't know how they do business or what was going on in that situation, but obviously they counted up the money and found out it was fake money after he had already departed. So the dude, this is according to this report, I should say. This is all alleged. So the dude, Jonathan West, got loose, according to this report. And as he got loose, he was pursued. So let's continue. It says Stevenson, driving with two other people, pursued West throughout Baton Rouge to get his drugs back. But as they entered the intersection of Myrtle and Napoleon Streets, multiple people opened fire on the car. Those who survived the shooting said 3 armed people were standing waiting for them in the roadway, documents said. So this is a cold-blooded situation. So you got the 2 teenagers in the car with the deceased, right? With Stevenson, the guy who lost his life. And all they're trying to do is get their drugs back because they know that they've been duped, man. Dude sold them some stuff, bought some stuff with some fake money, with some counterfeit money. So in their pursuit, they don't know that they're running into an ambush. And that's what led to George Stevenson losing his life and the other 2 in the car, the teenagers, being shot, man. Now, witnesses told police several people were outside shooting dice on Napoleon Street when they received a call about West being chased. Now, stop right there. They're basically saying that the guy who just ran off on them, left off with dropped the fake money off, called the people who were in the dice game who were on the corner of Napoleon Street. Now, allegedly, those people that he called are Blvd, Sleepy, and Spinna Mitch. So they're thinking he's calling them, and they're thinking the ops are coming. So the story continues and says this. It says, detectives believe West knew the money was counterfeit and intentionally led the victims into an ambush after calling his friends to lie in wait for a car, according to the arrest warrant. So even the police are saying that they believe he called and told his friends, hey, man, some cats is chasing me, man. You know what I'm saying? And they're thinking it's the ops. They're not knowing he's doing this deal on his own, and he gave them some counterfeit money, so now they're chasing him. So they run out there ready. You know what I'm saying? So it continues by saying this. West did not fire at the car, but he led them into harm's way, the warrant said. He was booked in the East Baton Rouge Parish Prison Thursday on 1 count of first-degree murder and 2 accounts of attempted first-degree murder. Christopher Nixon, 33, and Rico Hayes, 35, both from Baker, were arrested on the same charges in May. So basically, dude, he caught a case because they're saying that he led them into harm's way, knowing that he placed a phone call, letting those cats know who are on the corner shooting dice, like, hey, man, I'm being chased. Not giving them the specifics about what happened, and leading them to put their life on the line for a situation that he allegedly created. You know what I'm saying? Through this bad drug deal. Wild story. I'm telling y'all, man, this is an insane story. Now, there's another report that I'm just going to gloss over real quick. Okay, so in the headline of this latest report, it says this. In a drug-related ambush slaying involving fake money, 3 indicted on murder and other counts. Now, it's talking basically about the new charges that these cats got. So it starts off and it says a Baton Rouge man and 2 from Baker have been indicted in a drug-related ambush killing on Napoleon Street that involved fake money and injured 2 others. Jonathan German West, 31 years old, Rico Ramon Haynes, 35 years old, and Christopher Montrell Nixon, 34 years old, the last 2 being Spinna Mitch and Blvd Sleepy, were charged by an East Baton Rouge Parish grand jury on Wednesday with second-degree murder in the April 19th killing of George Stevenson, 25 years old. Now, they go to talking about the story that I already told you guys about, but at the end, they say something additional about their charges. They said that basically that West of Baton Rouge and Hayes and Nixon, so that's Blvd Sleepy and Spinna Mitch, and the other guy who originally started the situation, according to these reports, or I should say allegedly, both of Baker, you know, all of them, well, both of them of Baker and him of Baton Rouge, also were indicted on 2 counts of attempted second-degree murder and obstruction of justice. So they got 2 additional charges there, or 3 additional charges. They got 2 counts of attempted second-degree murder and obstruction of justice charges based on this whole situation. Now, what's crazy is they're going to be seen at the state court and the district judge they have named here. We don't care about that. But, man, what's wild is the fact that all these rappers from TBG are going down, man. Now, I can't say for a fact that Fredo Bang is out of here, even though, the last reports they had that went viral about Fredo Bang, it was more about, his condition, how he's living there. And then, as far as Lit Yoshi goes, it doesn't look good as well. It's wild to say that all these cats from TBG are catching cases, and it doesn't look good for Blvd Sleepy and for Spinna Mitch, man. It seems like a situation that they were dragged into just being loyal to their homeboy. But, man, it's a bad look all around for the camp. You know what I mean? Now, with that, what do you guys think about this situation? Do you think that this was possibly avoidable? Or, when it's up, and it is what it is? Or is this just another one of those telltale signs of street life mixing with the rap life, and it's just a horrible situation when those two things combine? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.